Yields back. All members are reminded to refrain from engaging in personalities towards the president. The gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. Rose, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Stile, and thank you, Ranking Member Lynch, for holding this hearing, and thank you to our witnesses for taking time to be with us today. One aspect of stablecoins that interests me greatly is their utilization for business-to-business transactions. Mr. DePonte, why are stablecoins a better tool than traditional settlement rails for domestic business-to-business transactions?
Thank you so much for the question. We have been active in the space of crypto for the last 5 years and in the stablecoins for the last year and a half. And the reason that we are there is because we are a payments company, not a blockchain company. We see the potential of the technology to bring the next generation of payment rails, and we believe that business-to-business payments is one of the places where we will see that adoption first. In terms of domestic payments, there is a very clear advantage that even in places that have adopted real-time payments in more traditional rails, through transactions with the stablecoins on blockchain, businesses can transact outside of banking hours, outside of Monday to Friday, outside of 9 to 5. We see that for many small businesses that we serve, that means that they can get their payments in 2 days earlier. They can get their payments in without waiting for an ACH transfer to settle. We see fundamental advantages in reducing financial costs for those businesses.
Thank you. And recently I had a constituent express a great deal of frustration regarding the cost and difficulty of conducting an international wire transfer to pay an invoice. Mr. DePonte, do you see similar benefits when stablecoins are used for international cross-border payments between businesses?
Thank you so much for the question. If there is value on the domestic side, there is even more value on the international side. The cost of sending an international wire is in the range of $50. The time that it takes to settle is in the range of 3 to 5 days, and there might be other costs associated for the receiving party internationally. When we can do transactions that are fast and cheap, and they can settle 24/7, and they can settle in minutes, we are saving those businesses at least in 3 ways. We are putting 5 days of money back on their balance sheet because they don't need to pre-fund the money. In many cases, they can get better exchange rates because they can time when they do the transaction. And they are also reducing the counterparty risk because they don't need to have pre-funded money with their disbursement partners. I have the luxury of being able to engage with our consumers and businesses. And I remember a few weeks ago, I was talking to one of our small businesses, a pottery business out of Texas, who was very clear that the main reason that she was excited about this technology was not the need to reduce the cost of payments, but to grow her business. And she shared that she had to decline a significant order from overseas, from the Middle East, because they could not figure out the way to make the payment. So if we can provide this fast and cheap and 24/7 settlement vehicle, we will be helping her grow her business and millions of other American businesses.
Thank you. I think you shed great light on that. I'd like to shift gears now and discuss the benefits that stablecoins offer to consumers, not just businesses. Mr. Kim, I understand that traditional financial institutions charge 5 to 12% for remittances. How can stablecoins be used to lower those costs for consumers looking to make remittance payments?
Thank you very much for this important question, Congressman. You're absolutely right. Traditional institutions can charge anywhere from 5 to 12% for cross-border remittances. Stablecoins can reduce that to 1% or lower. I'm from New York. In New York, New Yorkers send $10 billion overseas on remittances. We're talking about $500 million that could be spent on the local economy and other good reasons. And this is why it's so important to have a comprehensive federal framework for stablecoins to further spur this innovation and leadership in the United States when it comes to stablecoins, Congressman.
Thank you. I fear that a lack of strong communication between the CFTC and the Securities and Exchange Commission has been why the Biden-Harris administration was so unsuccessful in appropriately regulating digital assets. Mr. Kim, would you be supportive of a joint advisory commission between the SEC and the CFTC to help harmonize them and resolve the jurisdictional overlap?
Absolutely, Congressman. Interagency collaboration and cooperation is critical to getting this right for the United States. We need clear delineation of responsibilities between two agencies, and this is something that the President's executive order also recognized by establishing the working group. And I want to thank you, Congressman, for your leadership with the Bridge Act as well.
Thank you, and I have full faith that this Congress, we will pass legislation regarding both stablecoins and market structure for digital assets. And as we blaze a path forward, it cannot be done without cooperation and communication between the SEC and the CFTC. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.